It's been nearly 2 months since the end of Title 42. The number of daily illegal crossings at the southern border has dropped since the expiration of the restrictions that allowed the U.S. to quickly turn back migrants at the southern border. But officials are now warning the recent decrease will not last long. And the number of daily border apprehensions, as you can see here, has been up for the past 3 weeks in a row. Joining us now is Jorge Ventura, live along the southern border in a familiar spot, Eagle Pass, Texas. Jorge?
Hey there, Blake. I do want to report I was actually just informed by sources with Texas Department of Public Safety that they have just recovered 4 bodies, including an infant, in just the last 48 hours. Just once again highlighting the risk that migrants are taking in attempts to reach American soil. But take a look at this video here. NewsNation cameras exclusively captured a group of Venezuelan migrants in that Rio Grande River trying to come into the U.S. They were blocked by that razor wire barricade, as you can see there. And in that shocking video footage, it does show a 9-year-old baby, a 9-month-old baby in that water. And in the past couple of days, we've been seeing lots of children in those waters. It's a very dangerous. It's that Rio Grande River. It has a very strong current. Local officials here in Eagle Pass are worried because there are reported a lot of drownings in this area related to migrants. So you're just once again highlighting that humanitarian crisis. And actually speaking with those migrants, majority of them coming from Venezuela, who actually say that they were trying to get into the U.S., but that razor wire set up by Texas DPS has blocked their entry. And when we spoke with them, they said they spent at least 3 hours there. We actually spoke to another group. We're actually seeing it right there, that was on the Rio Grande for at least 3 days trying to get in to the U.S., but that razor wire setting up that blockade. But once again, Texas DPS has informed me that in just the last 48 hours, at least 4 bodies have been recovered, at least in one of those being an infant. And earlier this morning, 2 children at the ages of 8 and 11 years old were abandoned today on the border after a smuggler sent them by themselves through that Rio Grande River. We're looking at that now. They're both from Guatemala. Texas DPS says that as of right now, they've actually encountered around 900 children abandoned here at the southern border. Once again, just highlighting that humanitarian crisis. And what migrants are telling us is that they refuse to go back to the Mexican side because they are afraid that they will be extorted by Mexican cartels.
Jorge, what else can you tell us about these individuals that you have just learned about? It's heartbreaking to hear.
Yeah, so we're still waiting for the full information from Texas DPS, but they have informed me that one of those bodies is unfortunately an infant. And actually here, Blake, in Eagle Pass, I was here last year, and there was a period last year where they were actually averaging a drowning per day in that Rio Grande River. Actually got to the point where the local cemetery here was actually running out of room on where to bury the deceased bodies. So here in Eagle Pass, whether you speak with a Republican voter or a Democrat voter, they both agree that this is a humanitarian crisis and they want to see that issue solved. Here, actually, Blake, in this video, this was around 5 in the morning, and these migrants here were looking for hours away to enter Eagle Pass, but that razor wire blockade has stopped them from entering. And the reason why Texas DPS has installed that razor wire is they say that they want to just avoid a huge migrant wave that they say that local officials here just could absolutely not handle. And like I mentioned before, Blake, it really got to a point last year in the summer where it was averaging a drowning per day. So this area is extremely dangerous, but many of these migrants being sent in by the cartels, and here officials are getting worried that they might be hit by the next migrant wave here pretty soon.
All right, Jorge Ventura Flores in Eagle Pass, Texas, once again. Jorge, thank you. So, Julia, the situation at the border coming back clearly into the forefront here. You see stories like this. Officials are expecting more migrants, those numbers to tick up. It's a story that's not going away.
It's not going away, and it's not going away, obviously, as we head.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.